All right, Eamon, well, thanks again for having us this week in time for Easter. A couple of quick questions as usual before getting down to business. First of all, looking at a hectic weekend for the Premier League clubs, Manchester United now 5 points clear with 7 games remaining. It's surely all over now. What's been the secret for United this season?
Well, I think United should be okay now, but it's not a done deal just yet. They have to go and play Manchester City away. For Manchester United, the secret has been the team spirit, the drive of the manager, the unity, the morale, all of those things you couldn't apply to Manchester City. The coach is falling out with players all the time, criticising them in public. He has Mario Balotelli, who's a waste of space really, and if you bring someone like that into a club, it destroys morale in the dressing room. There's absolutely no way Alex Ferguson would ever do that. Morale is rock solid at United, team spirit is rock solid. The carry on that you see at Manchester City, not just with Balotelli, but Balotelli fighting with players, Kolarov last week, Dzeko falling out with the manager, David Silva now disenchanted, the Tevez situation. You can't win championships while all that soap opera is going on in the background, and I don't think City have given themselves a chance. I think it's a terrible indictment of their coach Mancini. I think he'd be sacked at the end of the season. I've been saying it for months. He's not able to do this job with these players. He's wasted well over 100 million, almost hundreds of millions. Adebayor is out on loan, Dzeko is for sale, Tevez is for sale. All of these guys cost fortunes, and their own fortunes in wages. So it's a spectacular sort of car crash, Manchester City. And that has really presented the title to Manchester United, which isn't to take anything away from United. They've had their own problems. Vidic has been injured all season. He's a huge player for them. Rooney has been magnificent. He's kept them, but they had to bring Paul Scholes out of retirement. Ryan Giggs is 38, had his own troubles off the pitch as well. You know, it's amazing what United have done. Last season, Chelsea imploded when they sacked Ray Wilkins, and the owner Abramovich started getting involved in team selection and transfer policy. This season Manchester City have imploded, but Manchester United are consistent in their the values of the club are right. The effort of the players, you know, is 100% all for each other every week. And in on Monday night when they played Blackburn, you know, they had to work really hard. They were very impressive. So United will win the title, I think, although mathematically that's not secure just yet.
Okay. So with all the millions then that Manchester City have spent, you still believe that they don't have the right players, and where would you go next, do you reckon?
I think if they really, these people from Abu Dhabi have a lot of money. If they're serious, they'll go and get Mourinho from Real Madrid. I think that's what they should do, and I think that's what they probably will do. For Mourinho, the attraction is that he can buy the best players in the world. He'll have to get rid of a lot of the rubbish that Mancini brought in. He'll have to take him a year, 18 months to get new players in, to bed them down, to create a team, but he'll do it. He's capable of doing it, and if he does, then Manchester City in 2 to 3 years time can be champions of England. They can be contending for the Champions League, and that's what the new owners of City want. That's what they deserve if they're prepared to put that kind of money in. That they've a right to expect that. So I think Mourinho is the future. You'd have to be. It's a big job now to put right everything that Mancini's done wrong. There's so many players there on massive wages, and as we see in the case of Emmanuel Adebayor, they can't sell him because his wages are too high, so they have to put him out on loan to Spurs. What are they going to do with Dzeko? No one's going to pay the money that he cost. Balotelli, 22 million. Who's going to pay 22 million for Mario Balotelli? Who's on massive wages as well. Who's going to be able to afford Carlos Tevez? So it's not just that they haven't won the league, City. It's that Mancini has left a massive range of problems there for the next coach who comes in. So all of that will need clearing up, and you need someone of Mourinho's stature to do that. So that's the way forward for them.
Okay. And then to get back into business for the weekend and week ahead, what would be your biggest bankers for us?
Well, I think draws again this weekend are what I would go for, because the Manchester United, for example, playing QPR at home, it's not worth having a bet. There won't be any price. I would still advise people, if Hernandez plays against QPR, I would say Hernandez scored the first goal for United is very good value, and first goal scorer bets I think are increasingly good value. This week I backed Messi to score first for Barcelona in the Champions League match. It was it's a very, very good bet. When you can't have when there's no value in backing Manchester United. I've gone for draws. The first one I would say is Sunderland Spurs. Spurs have done a little bit better. They beat Swansea the weekend. They're travelling to Sunderland, who are flying, and I think that Spurs will want a point there. I think maybe Sunderland won't be good enough to beat them, but will be good enough to make it a very difficult game for them. So I think that's likely to be a draw. I've got 4 draws this weekend. You can do them in a Yankee. That's 6 doubles, 4 trebles and an accumulator, or you can do them just as a 4-timer. The other match I think that is likely to be a draw is the Arsenal-Manchester City match. City going there. I think City will be looking to win. I don't think they'll be good enough to win. Arsenal had a very bad result last weekend at QPR. Other than that, they've been playing quite well, particularly at the Emirates. It's a big game for both clubs. For City in terms of the title race, for Arsenal in terms of the Champions League place. I think it might be a stalemate. I think that's maybe what Mancini will go there looking for. There's another match I think will be very, very close. Everton away to Norwich. Norwich have done really well this season. Everton, give it 100% every time they take the field. Now they have got a cup semi-final coming up, but I still think they'll be looking maybe to push on up the table, get ahead of Liverpool. I think that would be a tight match, so I would put that in among my draws. And the last one, and the last draw, I was very impressed with Blackburn's endeavours against Manchester United. They worked really hard. They're away to West Brom. They kept Manchester United quiet really, and Manchester United were playing well for 75 minutes. I think if they go to West Brom, they'll be looking for a point to get out of the bottom 3. I think there's a very good chance of getting it if they play as well as they play against Manchester United. So the 4 bets: West Brom at home to Blackburn, I think that'll be a draw. Sunderland at home to Spurs, I think that'll be a draw. Manchester City away to Arsenal, I think that's highly likely to be a draw. And Everton away to Norwich.
Brilliant. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
Look forward to it.
Brilliant. Thanks, Eamon.
Okay.